Hello gamers and welcome to Tiermaker. In this video I'm gonna sort or kinda rank these NBA teams by how much fun I had watching them in the season 2021-2022. I am NBA fan and I do have my favorite team. We'll tell you which one during this video, so stick around and let's begin. This is a personal list. This is all my personal preference. I'm not hating any team if I'm ranking lower or if I'm praising one I'm ranking it higher. I'm just saying my personal preference on fun, which teams I had more fun, I guess relative more fun between each other in the season 2021-2022. So let's begin with 76ers. So this is a good team and I did watch quite a lot of games of this team, but I'm not a fan of this team. I'm not like I didn't watch all the games, but when I did watch, I kind of enjoyed the play of Embiid and those core players, but I'm not I'm not sure if I would rank this in the highest. I would say on B tier. By the way, this is S is like super or the best, the most fun, and D is like the worst on this list. But in this list, I would put this in B because I know it's a good team and I expect it to do well and to win. But I'm not really that happy about their performance this season. So that's one negative, I would say. And I didn't enjoy much because when you watch good teams, the one big part of fun is expecting them to do more or to match the expectations. So I didn't really find the 76ers to match my expectations of a top team, but other than that, I think they're good, and only if they match the expectation a little better, and if they kind of make a culture that is has a statement. Also, big negative I would say of 76ers, they had kind of like okay, let's finish this season. There's no much something I would say that they had culture that brought me to the team to watch their games, but they play well. So, and teams, if a team plays well, that's for me an average NBA team. So 76ers there on B. Washington Wizards, well, they didn't do that well this season. They kind of had their highlights moments and a few good stretches during the season, but overall, they didn't disappoint me that much. I didn't expect them to do well in the first place. So they kind of, not a team that I really had too much fun watching, but when they did well, I kind of glanced on some highlights and some plays. Especially, I watched this team when they played versus teams that I really enjoyed playing. So yeah, they're gonna go and see it here. They're not my favorite team. I'm not a fan of that team. I would say I'm a fan of one team here. I would say as a fan, but other teams, of course, I enjoy watching. Relative, some I enjoy more, some a little less. But let's go. Atlanta Hawks. This goes as well. I enjoy watching Atlanta Hawks. I'm in Serbia. I'm Serbian, and there's Bogdan Bogdanovic who plays there. But regardless than that, I like to follow Serbian players how they do in teams in NBA. But other than that, I think this team just regardless of the Bogdan Bogdanovic, they did really well, and they have that culture that I really enjoy watching, like how they play, how they communicate, how they build. It's it's immersive and very fun. I would say one of the most fun teams in the league. Really, they had double elimination. I mean, they eliminated two teams in the postseason in the playing tournament, so really good team. And also, they were not swept in the first round of playoffs, they did kick pretty good in that series, but of course they lose to the top tier team. All right, let's go Cavaliers. I would say they're really good. I kind of am surprised. I didn't expect them to do well. So I kind of watched this team on highlights more than in actual plays, and they did well. It was fun. It was fun moments, and I enjoyed how they. I kind of like, and it's fun to see how they build a team. So, but still, it's not something that really impressed me. It's not like fun that I had watching the team. It's more like highlights and meet my expectation and exceed my expectation a little more. So they go B, kind of something that I would say is an NBA team average basically, but still pretty good on this list. Detroit Pistons. I'm really disappointed about Detroit Pistons because when I see a Detroit Pistons, and I very rarely watch them, I think like let's give them a chance. But then even if I start a video or stream watching the game, I always get like, okay, this team is not gonna, doesn't have much expectation. It's not gonna excel. I know that I'm not gonna see the plays, top play basketball, expecting the best. So they don't even move that barrier. But still, I'm not hating the team. I'm just saying for the fun part on this season, on the last season basically because it's finished now. Warriors won, and Detroit Pistons really were. I just hope that they would do well enough so that I would get to watch them. But no, they were not that capturing me this season. All right, Indiana Pacers. I'm actually surprised that I like watching this team. I wasn't expecting much, and I mean they didn't do very well this season. I mean they didn't meet, didn't go playoffs, but yeah, I'm really surprised that they enjoy watching some of the games and highlights of the games, especially versus teams that I like watching on this list, like the most fun teams. So yeah, there are surprisingly fun team, but still average on this list. None of these are my favorite. None of these are is the team that I'm fan of. But let's keep going here. Let's go Bucks. Bucks. I love Bucks. This is the team I started watching because of Giannis, and it just captured. Giannis is a player that you can build a team around, and Bucks did that. So when I watch Bucks, I watch Giannis culture, and I love it so much. Giannis is a great player. Him on itself is just enough for me to watch Bucks basically. Other players they learn culture basically, and they add to culture to fit to the team. So really great team. I love it so much. I watch many games, but I'm still not a fan of that. This is not my favorite team. Let's say not the favorite team. Okay, so Toronto Raptors. I would say as Indiana Pacers, I'm actually surprised how much I enjoy watching them this season. But I will not say they're really impressed me, but they were very exciting to watch, especially versus good teams. You can expect them to do well. Like you're not expecting them to win, to be favorites, let's say, but you know they're a team that can surprise it, that can do well basically versus any team. So yeah, I like Toronto Raptors. I watched them much more than I expected, and I had a lot of fun watching them. So really nice. I put them. This is even surprising that I put them here, but yeah, that's how much I had fun watching them. Mavericks. All right. The thing is, I'm European in Serbia, and Luka Doncic. I know he's a player that is known long before he came to league to the NBA. Even though he's very young, so he's a very good player from early age. He developed very well, and he captured much of the attention here. And I watch him a lot. I watch EuroLeague, and yeah, I know Luka Doncic, and I like watching him. I'm not really. impressed by the team though enough to expect them to be like a slasher team that's just dominating the league and can really match top teams in their best. So yeah, I would say I enjoy watching Mavericks, but they met my expectations. I really didn't expect them to be the best team, which they turn out even in postseason they weren't. But they were very good and they had good plays. So it was fun watching. It was fun watching Luca, but not enough to be in the S tier here. So okay, Nuggets, and they go here. I'm a fan of this team. I'm a Denver Nugget fan, and player Nikola Jokic, who won 2 times MVP now, is my favorite player in the league, and not just because I'm in Serbian, and he's also Serbian, but it's a player that's so unique. It's so entertaining and so fun to watch just by himself. Just like Giannis, he has that like play player that you want to watch a team games from just by watching the one player. Basically, you would watch games of that team. So Jokic was enough, and I would say Nuggets are also fun because they they build they build a team even though they don't have the top players in the roster. Murray and PJ Dozier also at the beginning of the season, and Marco Michael Porter Jr. I'd stopped. I forgot the name, but Michael Porter Jr. He struggled also in the beginning of the season. He got injured, so Nuggets were left basically with Jokic, and he pulled out the season really well, got to the playoffs. Didn't I mean people say they disappointed in playoffs, but still, I really didn't expect them in playoffs. They were really fun in the regular season. So for that, I just and also I'm a fan of the team, so for sure S tier here. Memphis. Okay, I will say here I'm really impressed about that team, and it's really fun watching Jamorant, and he's just one of the players that it's a borderline superstar. For me, it's superstar because I like uniqueness of the player. So just because of him, I would say he goes above the middle. Even though they're really good, I would not say they capture my attention that much. Maybe because I really didn't catch on those games too much on Memphis Grizzlies, but they did capture my attention enough to put them in the A tier here. So good team there, very fun. They're a good team. Basically, they can beat anybody. Not expect to beat anybody, but they can. They have ability to beat anyone in the league. So really great to have that to watch to have that team and also to watch them play. Okay, Minnesota, they go A tier as well. This is the team that is probably one of the most surprising teams this season for me personally. I kind of put them in the very low because the last season or season prior they put not the best stats. So this season they actually got to the plane to the playoffs, put up a fight. So yeah, Carl Anthony Towns, fun player. I'm not sure that he was the reason why I watched him much, but he did capture from time to time with highlights of his plays my attention and was fun watching the team in general. Basically, this is one of the teams that I watch not solely because of the whole team, like the whole players and how they play as a team, but it's right there with yeah, just purely from for watching the team just for the team performance, not individual players. All right, San Antonio Spurs. They're a flat team basically. It's a team that it's in the sandbox, basically just cruising as a good team and waiting for some spark to make them contender to be like top tier team. It's like all Spurs. It's like waiting for return of somebody. Basically, that's like a team that you don't really enjoy watching, but kind of look into to see how they're doing, is their potential. So from time to time, I look at them, and it's not that they play bad. I mean, uh, they're, I would say, average team in the league, although they didn't do that well this season. But for me, in my mind, they're really average. So I would say B. Still, they didn't disappoint. It didn't excite me enough. But from time to time, I look at the game. So okay, Utah Jazz. It's fun to watch actually, but not enough to be in S tier. I like. I I started following Utah Jazz because they're a really good team, and I have high expectations from the team, especially during the series with Nuggets a few seasons ago when they had a lead, but Nuggets eventually won that series. So I know that they're a really good team and expected much more from them. To be honest, they kind of disappoint me in that, but they didn't disappoint me how they play, and it's really fun. Like with fun alone, I would put them an S, but the aspect of fun that I don't really like that actually got into A instead of S tier is a little disappointment that they had in the team for not performing well. So there's that. Clippers, well, Clippers, I would say C tier. I have high expect. This is a team I have really high expectations to stay in the like contender and be an anchor of contender roster or contender list basically for the tournament for the playoffs. But yeah, this big disappointment. They're still a good team, but like not enough to get to that playoff. So yeah, Clippers this season, they're not D tier. I mean, they're not bad. That they're good team. I would say they're right there. Like disappointing, didn't perform that much. We're not really fun. I don't say like I watch a few games with versus big teams, but no, I didn't consider them that great to capture my attention that much. All right, let's go Suns. I'm gonna put them here. Well, the Suns are a team that is like slasher team that just can beat anybody, and you know that. That's basically they put that expectation basically during the league. So for me, it's I just look them as a default basically because they're on the TV. They're always you can watch them always. So it's a team that you know it's gonna win. So for me, that is like I'm gonna cheer for other team basically to beat them because it's for me it's natural to kind of want others to catch on to the favorites. So like an underdog beating the favorites, I'm falling into that basically. So Suns for me, yeah, go B tier here. I will not put them in A tier because again, I know they're good. They're not really. I mean, they're filling my expectations, but not in the terms of I want to watch them because of it. So yeah, I don't know how to explain well, to be honest, but not really that fun. For me personally, they're probably very good for some, or fans of the Suns will probably put them in the S tier for sure. But for me, I didn't find anything that would capture me to watch them, except when they, win their hundredth of game, whatever it is. Not hundred, but like 50 plus games, whatever they won, 60 plus, I don't know. So Portland, let's see. I would say C tier. Portland this year, it's kind of team that is waiting for greatness. Basically, it's a good team that's just like Clippers. It's a good team. You don't want to meet them, but if you meet them in playoffs, so what? You can, with a lot of effort, you can beat them probably. So they're a good team, but not all that good for me to have high expectations of them. High expectations in the team to do well in playoffs, so it's not like a contender team. But I think they have culture and it's fun, but not that much fun to be honest. It's not a D tier team for sure, but yeah, it's not even an average team. I don't see it's very rarely I don't see them like from time to time. It's just like basically when it pops, like accidental watch of the plays, basically. And I just watch Lillard, basically. That's my Portland fun. Sacramento Kings. Well, if I can name a roster from 10 plus years ago, and I cannot name players today. I mean, I kind of know, but still, it's not Sacramento that used to be. It wasn't really a great team back then, like 10 plus years ago, but still, it's a team that really disappointed me over a long period of time. And used to watch Sacramento back in like first decade of 2000s, like mid 2000, uh, I think 5 or 6, something like that. And they were good, they were entertaining, but still not enough this season for sure to get anywhere from D tier here. Knicks, oh well, Knicks are eternal disappointment. Sacramento Kings are not internal, but they're borderline. But Knicks are eternal disappointment of mine in this league. Since I know for myself, I'll probably watch NBA. Relatively speaking, for some season I watch more, some less. But I never expect the Knicks to be good, to to be fun team, or to be a team that I would have fun watching. So there's that. New Orleans, I would say they're a very fun team. I watched them a lot this season, and they're they're really fun. I watched them versus good teams, and they're not showing that they're a team that's easy to beat. So yeah, I kind of like it. Enjoying it's fun plays. Players are fun. I like the culture there, and what can I say? Just the team on itself. One of the teams I can say just because of the team I like them, and a very fun team to watch. Really, New Orleans. I expect them for next season to do well. So yeah, good team. Hornets. I would say they're kind of average team. I know they have Lamelo Ball or who else? Hayward, good players there, but it's like an average team. I don't expect them to lose to the bad teams. I don't expect them to win versus good teams. So for the fun, there's no excitement of not knowing the what's gonna happen in the game. It's mostly meeting the expectations. So yeah, it's just a B tier in general. Houston Rockets, I cannot. It's just a skip basically team for me. I watch in the beginning of the season just to see how was the prospect of the team, and I didn't see a glimpse of hope for the team, to be fair. So for me, it's like off from that team. That's probably the team that had more off time, not watching the team. So yeah, no fun. I mean, not no fun, but I wouldn't say capture that much to be anywhere near C tier. Oh, Heat. Yes, I love Heat from. I started loving to watch Heat from LeBron when he was there, and Dwayne Wade. So yeah, from that point, I watch periodically and I had fun watching Miami because they're a really good team. I like Butler now, so yeah, very fun, very good team, competent to beat anybody. It's a contender for sure. Basically, when you watch Miami, you expect them to do well versus anybody. So yeah, really nice. Good characters also on the roster there. Adebayo and yeah, the Butler for sure. It's one of the players that for me is superstar. So it's fun to watch him. And they go an S tier, really great. Chicago Bulls they go A tier. I would say lower expectations on the team to do well this season, but they kind of exceeded, but not that much to be capturing my attention too much, but just enough to be curious to see what the team does. So I did watch Chicago Bulls much more than I expected I would watch, and I had more fun than I would expect. But still, I would say what lacks them to be an S tier, it's a little more. If they achieve a little more, I don't know. I just had they caught me in the train that they can do more, but then kind of don't deliver that huge expectation that they developed during the season. So yeah, they go A tier, very fun. So there's that. All right, next Nets. Let's go. They're gonna go C tier here. I don't like drama too much. I want to when I watch basketball, I want to watch basketball and fun basketball, good players basically, and good culture on the team. Nets, I don't see. It's more like a team that's it's a good team, but more of an average approach to the team. It's like, oh, whatever. I see. If I'm gonna watch, I'm just gonna watch how a good team plays. I'm not gonna watch for anything else. Basically, I'm not gonna watch them for highlights or anything like that. So yeah, not a D tier for sure, but still not really, and not even an average team. I think they disappoint me too much to put them in average. So okay, OKC Thunder. I'm really surprised to put them in A tier, but they had very young team, and maybe for that, I mean, youthfulness kind of captures this fun a little more. But Thunder didn't do so well this season, but they had fun moments that they like during the I mean, games versus good teams were fun, and they put some fights into trying different things, developing strategy. It's fun to watch that. Like developing of young team is always fun to see, and new players, young players. Of course, they have like pretty much all age players there, but they kind of put that perspective. They're young team. They're a team of young players there. So yeah, I like them. It's not enough to be an S tier because they're not. Um, Enough to be a contender. So just because of that, they're not there, but they're fun. Warriors, well, I know maybe cliche to put them here, but they're a team that has a culture that has it's great team, great expectations, all met, especially this year when they won. So yeah, S tier for sure, and games are fun, highlights are fun, good players, legendary players there. So awesome team, I love it. Also, by the way, Bielica, which is also Serbian player, won title with Warriors. He played on second or third team, like of the on the roster, but yeah, he won a ring there. So there we go, another reason. But although I watched Warriors and I had fun watching, not because of Bielica. I didn't really follow Bielica's career. I know he was on Sacramento Kings, so as I said, I didn't watch Sacramento Kings in a long time with any expectation. So I guess he, I didn't watch Warriors because of him. So there's that. All right, Boston Celtics. Should I put them S tier? Well, S tier. All right. I love Boston Celtics. It's more it's a team that has always expectation. It's a great name team and dynasty basically that didn't have any success, any major success in a long time now. So I want to see them excel. So they showed that they can do well, that they have potential. So always kind of look in the team and seeing like whenever it's good result, I see potential. So stick around basically and watch them, especially the Tatum. It's a player that's, in my eyes, superstar, and I like following his career and following his plays. He's developing well, and team also is growing, so they're gonna be really fun in the future. But for this season, they were fun. Maybe not enough fun to. I would say it's like all fun. There, there are some things I would say I just didn't watch them that much. That's why I was thinking put them in the A tier. Like some games were not that exciting. You kind of know they're not gonna compete that well. They're gonna put an effort, but overall, I think they're really fun for me to watch. So S tier. Lakers. I'm gonna put them here, although this season they didn't do well. The reason why I put them here is because I like watching Lakers. Their characters there, you know, I don't care superstars, but more like a capturing the from characters' perspective, they have that character charisma, let's say, and I want to see how Westbrook does in this game. I want to see how LeBron deals with these when AD got off of the with an injury. So yeah, it's a team that's always out there. It's one of the legendary teams that you always watch, always look a little, at least a little bit when you watch NBA. So they go A tier, which I would say not surprising, but still they're there in my funometer there. All right, Magic. Hmm, I would say C tier. They didn't do well this season again. They didn't reach playoffs and all that, but I think they're not that much of a team that I would just glare off and just you know skip. But it's a team that I would watch only in the games versus better teams, and they were not. They had fun moments, fun plays, and they stick around in the game. It's not like they're gonna bust, but it's more like fun from time to time, basically. So there's that Orlando Magic. Okay, guys, so that's all. That's my list. Let's go again. Like, yeah, I would go through all of these again and put them in the same because I think I did very well on this list. So, Detroit Pistons, I was disappointed enough to put them here. Kings, Knicks, Rockets, yeah, all here checked. This one checked. C tier checked. B tier, yeah, B tier checked. Basically, this is an average team. I would say, oh, all right. This one, very fun, but not like that much fun. You know what I mean? Like, I had fun watching them, not just from time to time, but kind of following. But S tier just captures my attention. Very fun. It's a league on its own, basically, and fun, funometer here. So yeah, really great. Maybe not Boston Celtics because they're more like between S and A, but still, because they did well, I'd say they deserve an S tier here. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.